Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be answering one of my most asked questions, which is what is my advice for people who want to get into vintage reselling? Honestly, I don't want to make this type of content really on the YouTube. I kind of want to expand out past that, but I did run a poll on my Instagram and this was probably the most asked question out of it because I've been trying to make more content. I've just been like swamped with posting on the website and stuff. So now I'm getting back into the swing of making content, and I figured to get everything out that I want to get out, I have to do a YouTube video, and hopefully it'll push more people from my Instagram to the YouTube. We are about to hit 1K subs on here, and if you're not following my Instagram, it's gonna be linked down below. I'm like 50 followers away from finally hitting 10K, so follow me there too. But anyway, this video is honestly probably going to end up being more of like a life philosophy video than like practical advice. So if you're looking for practical advice, go to my Instagram reels and you'll find all that. But this is just my personal philosophy when it comes to business. So anyway. All right, so the number one thing I want to stress to you guys is having a positive attitude. If you have a positive attitude, stuff is going to come your way. Personally, I'm not the biggest believer in like luck. I believe you make your own luck. I've had a lot of people tell me like, oh, you're so lucky that you found your Kurt Cobain at the end of the day. And like, yes, I was lucky to find it, but I also set myself up to find it by not thinking like a lot of people will think, oh, well, people already went through that bin, so there's nothing in there. If I go to the bins, my philosophy is always nobody's gone through it until I go through it. And if there's nothing there, there's nothing there. I go on to the next one. It's whatever. But like, you could tell me the best picker in the world went through the bin before me and I would still go through it. That's just how it is, because I've found stuff so many times. Like I don't think I've ever really found anything in a bin where I've been like the first person to go through it, or very rarely. But I found so many like $500, $600, $700, $1,000 pieces in bins at the end of the day, and bins after like 3 people who are good at picking have gone through them. And it just comes down to the fact that I'm like, I'm gonna find something today. There's something here, they missed something. And yeah, I mean, it comes out of like when I first started. Well, one, it's a positive attitude, but when I first started, I really wanted a Smashing Pumpkins tee because I thought they were sick. I wanted the World is a Vampire tee. And probably 6 months after I went to the bins the first time, I went in, I kind of half-assed a bin, there was bed sheets in it, and I was like, all right, there's nothing here. And then my homie Aiden goes through the bin 5 minutes after me, like literally just right after me, pulls out the World is a Vampire tee. It was inside out. He pulls it out, flips it inside out, and I was just like fucking pissed about it. But it was my fault for not going through the bin hard enough, because everybody there is like, oh, well, there's nothing through because everybody's gone through. It's a bedding bin, whatever. But like after that, I learned how to go through like hard and find stuff. And since then, like I found my Nirvana literally 15 minutes before close. It was the same deal. 3 people gone through that bin. They'd hit a haul of stuff that day. And I went through and dug to the very back, and I just saw it by the little angel dude on the back of the shirt. And it was flipped inside out, and I pulled it out, and I was just like, what the fuck? Because I was like, I know this shirt. Like, I know this shirt. And that's the best shirt I've found. And it's my favorite shirt because I found it that way, and because it's just a sick shirt, let's be honest. And it fits good. But yeah, I mean, I found like OG Arc'teryx that way. I found my Navajo rug that way. I found an undercover crew neck that way. The P-Wing that I recently pulled, 3 people gone through that bin. There was nothing in there but that. And yeah, if you just have a positive attitude and you go in every day and you're like, I'm gonna find something, there's something here, because there's always money in the thrift if we're being completely honest. You're gonna find something, and some days you don't, but if you believe that you're gonna find something most days and you're not relying on like, I need to find something that's $1,000, you're gonna find something. And that's just the way it is, because other people are lazy, other people don't look through as much. But if you're If you honestly believe that you're going to find stuff and you believe that you're going to be able to sell it and make money, then I promise you it will happen. But you have to honestly believe it, because you make your own luck, you make your own reality, in my personal opinion. All right, so the second thing I want to stress to you guys, if you are getting into selling vintage, or I guess like, I don't know, like I said, this is probably going to end up being more of a life philosophy video than anything, is like, you have to work hard. And by like work hard, I don't mean that you have to just go to the bins every day and grind it out in the bins or whatever, and that's hard work. You have to work hard at literally everything, and it will pay off big time if you do, because like, other people at the bins might not look as hard as me or whatever, but like, they're still like working hard every single day, day in, day out, waking up early, going to the bins. But like, the difference between me and a lot of the people who go to the thrift and anybody who's successful is like, I work hard at other stuff too. Like, I work really hard at marketing on Instagram, and I work really hard at learning what's good, and like, I'm always looking stuff up, trying to learn new things, trying to learn new trends, etc. And that's like a huge part of it, is you have to work hard at like everything. I work hard to try to get all my orders out. I try to work hard to learn how to actually run a business versus running it like, I'd say like 90% of people run their business, which is just like, go to the thrift, pick it, sell it, and not paying attention to other stuff like inventory management and like more technical stuff that you need to learn to run an effective business. That's like what I've been trying to learn lately, is like better money management, because there's been times recently when I've blown up where I'll make like a couple grand in a week, but then I'll spend it on new inventory, and it's like all good deals, and I ended up making my money back and then some. But like, you can't run a business on making an amount of money and then spending it that week. You don't have anything left over for yourself. So I've been, making a conscious effort to work on that and be more picky with what I buy and how much I spend on stuff. And then if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen I've been doing a lot of clear out sales, putting stuff on sale. I've been doing more work on learning how to like manage my inventory. That's been like my biggest focus, is I want everything that I post basically to be gone in 3 months. So like, I'll post it, and then 2 months it's full price. Then after 2 months, like, I have everything dated. I have the SKU and everything like written down. If you buy something from me and you see like a little piece of tape with like a series of numbers, that's basically like how I've been organizing my stuff lately. So after 2 months of having it, like, I'm gonna mark it down deeply to, maybe like about what I paid, because it's not an asset at that point. It's a liability, I would say, because it's just sitting there, and if it hasn't sold within 2 months, it's probably not going to sell for the price that I have it at. So I deeply discount it, and then give it another month, and if it doesn't sell, then I'm gonna post it on my story like I've been doing lately. That's what all this stuff on my story has been. Post it on my story, sell it all, and like, a lot of people would think like, oh, well, you need to hold on to it because you invested money in it, or like, you're losing money and you can't do that. But I'm like, it's not an asset at that point, and I'm just selling it all and getting a stack of cash that I can use to buy more stuff that's going to be fresh inventory, and people are going to see new stuff on the website instead of the shit that's just been sitting there forever. And like, learning that aspect has been something I've been working on. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of hard work. I don't know, I saw somebody on TikTok say like, the way you want to be is you want people to think that you don't work, and you just like, it's just easy for you. And while I would say that it is easy, there's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of times where I'm like just fed up with everything, and I just need to like completely separate myself from the business. But I try not to show that as much. I try to just show like, oh, I just went to the bins and I just found this and it was just so easy. Or I just came up on all this stuff and it was just so easy for me. But really, it's just years and years of hard work culminating into me being good at what I do. And I have like a lot of confidence and stuff, and a lot of the times people will confuse that with like arrogance, and I would say I kind of am a little bit arrogant, but it's justified, because it's like, yes, I think that I'm better at doing this than 99% of people who are, but I'm also like, because I work hard, I'm like humble enough to know like that I'm not the best ever, and that there's still room for me to grow and room for me to learn, I guess. But yeah, hard work pays off. Work hard at every aspect and it will pay off immensely. And just to go on with that, like really quickly, just a quick example of how that can apply is like, I get a lot of steals off of people because I work hard on learning my prices, learning what I can sell stuff for, learning what stuff is worth, learning what stuff is, and just like going, and when somebody finds something or somebody has something out at the flea, I'll just be like, I'll just buy it if it's a good deal or whatever, and stuff like that. But if you don't do that and you're just like focused on only finding stuff and that's all you want to do, not saying there's anything wrong with that if that's how you want to run your business, because it is a great way to run a business. Just find stuff for cheap, sell it for cheap. But yeah, I wouldn't know to do those deals if I didn't work hard at learning stuff as well. So that's just an example, another example of how it pays off. All right, so the third thing that I want to leave you guys with is kind of something I hinted at in the last clip, which is to always be learning. Trends change all the time, prices fluctuate all the time. And if you're not staying on top of it and trying to learn, then you're just not going to know, and you're going to miss out on opportunities because of that. So like, for example, if you follow my Instagram, you'll notice like probably every 2-3 months, like there's one big ticket item that's like $100-$200 that like I'm hitting hard and I'm like, I want to buy this. So like, for example, right now it's FFA jackets. They've been selling like hotcakes for me because they're a trend. A couple months ago, it would have been like Biggies or Redlines or Champion or whatever. But yeah, always be learning basically, and try to learn about new stuff. Like I'm trying to learn about eBay now, like I said earlier, because I'm like, I can make a car payment, and realistically I could get up to making my rent and my car payment easily just off of eBay stuff, just new stuff to post on eBay. And there's always something new to learn, and a lot of people get stuck in their ways. And I see a lot of people who are like, oh, I only care about 90s t-shirts or whatever. And like, yeah, it's great to have your niche or whatever, but it's also really valuable to know about other stuff outside of your niche. Like I know about 90s t-shirts even though I don't care about them, because I know enough to be like, all right, I found this t-shirt that's supposedly worth 500, so I'm just gonna ask 350 or 300 or whatever, it doesn't matter, so that somebody who is in that niche will buy it. And people do the same thing to me. People will know enough about True Vintage and know like what I will buy and what I will pay, and they'll pick it up, and it's like, you paid $1 for it and now I'm buying it. And if you don't care that like I'm gonna make money off of it, like you're just making more money. Versus there's some people who are really arrogant in my opinion and will be like, oh well, I only want the 90s t-shirt, so I'm gonna just, I don't even care about, you know, old sweats or old denim or whatever, and will just leave money on the table. Because there's a lot of people like that where I live, and like they've like thrown back pieces that are like thousands of dollars, like thousands, like $2,000-$3,000, and the guy that picked it up, like, yeah, it wasn't his niche or anything, but he still sold it for like $1,000, and that was low. Or like I've bought stuff for like $500 and still like double my money off of it. But it's because they're not like so arrogant to be like, oh well, I only want the 90s t-shirt, so I'm just gonna, I don't give a shit about any of this. But yeah, basically always be learning. It's very important. That I could throw in here is like, a lot of people want to shit on TikTok and Instagram Reels, and like, I don't enjoy making them as much as I used to, but because I was one of the first people on it, I saw explosive growth, and I still see explosive growth on my account. So a lot of people wrote it off as like, oh, it's just a TikTok kid and you're stealing from me and all this, and like you're gonna blow the scene up or whatever. And people still think that way, but because I did it and I accepted it, I went from 1K in January to I'm about to hit 10K in October. So in 9 months, basically, I've grown 10 times and I make way more money than I used to, because I was willing to accept something that like maybe I don't like as much, but I saw the potential for it, I guess. And you can be the same way too. Like I don't really like posting on TikTok, but people get huge on TikTok, and it's easy to get huge on TikTok, especially within a small niche. But yeah, and that's why I'm doing YouTube. I feel like there's not really that many people who do YouTube, and also I just want to grow personally and not just be attached to my business, because I feel like there's a lot of value in that. And I just, like, I guess my end goal is I want to be like free to do whatever I want. And I do enjoy flipping the vintage now, but eventually down the road, if I grow my personal platform enough, maybe I won't want to do it. Maybe I just want to collect or whatever. So, and that, like, doing YouTube and growing my personal brand is just going to help me do that, as much as I kind of don't want to, because I don't like being big on social media as much as people would think. I see the value in it. I think I said that was going to be the last segment, but this is actually going to be the last one unless I think of something while I'm talking. But the other thing I want to encourage everybody to do is, if you actually want to sell vintage or whatever you want to do in life, you have to put yourself out there and like just do it. It's hard to get over. People will be intimidating, even me. Like if you see me at the bins, like I will just stare you down and be like a total asshole at the bins. And it's not me trying to gatekeep or anything. It's just like, that's just how it is at the bins. But yeah. And if you take the time to be like, I'm gonna learn how to do this, and I'm gonna go to the bins every single day, even though people are being assholes to me, and grind it out, or like go to the fleas or whatever, just like immerse yourself in it, follow people, ask people for advice, stuff like that. You're gonna get better at it. And that's really what it comes down to, is just like putting yourself out there. And yeah, it'll pay off, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So immerse yourself in stuff would be my advice. Also, this is just like on a side note, if you want to do it as an actual business, you have to decide early on if you want it to be a business or a hobby. And it's fine if it's a hobby, and there's some stuff that I collect as a hobby, but I don't act like it's a business, because if you act like your hobby is a business, then you're gonna justify like spending stuff or making stupid decisions just because you want to own something, or just, you know what I'm saying? Because I see too many people fall down that rabbit hole of like, yeah bro, I'm spending $1,000 on this t-shirt because it's a business and somebody's gonna pay more than me, but the reality is nobody is, or whatever. Yeah, if you want it to be a business, you really cannot care about anything. You can't care about like 99% of the stuff that's out there, and you have to be able to sell stuff, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that was just a side note. I was trying to stay away from technical stuff because I answer that a lot on Instagram, but yeah. Anyway, like I said in the beginning of the video, I am not trying to make this channel just all like business content, but I got a lot of questions about it on Instagram, and I knew it was not going to be able to fit in a Instagram reel, and I don't really want to post on it as an IGTV. But if you want to see more vintage related content or fashion related content, subscribe to me. We are very close to 1K subs, which is crazy to me because I was at like 60 subs 2 months ago. And like I said, follow my Instagrams down below. I'm about to hit 10K on there. And as soon as I hit 10K, I'm going to be able to link the YouTube, and we're going to see a lot of growth. So I'll be able to invest more time in it. But yeah, anyway, have a great day. All right, so I know I've done this like 3 times. I know I just filmed the outro to the video, but the last thing I want to touch on is don't give a fuck what other people think. A lot of people, like I said, are negative and don't think with a positive mindset. People are always gonna not like you. And yeah, you basically just have to learn to be like, fuck you, I don't give a shit. A lot of people hate me. A lot of people at my bins like fucking hate me. but I don't care what they think because I think they're losers. And like, is that me being a dick? Yeah, but it's true. And yeah, I guess you just got to be able to be like, yeah, I don't care what you think. Like, I don't care if you think I'm stupid. I'm gonna keep doing it. I don't care if you think that I'm like stealing from you or whatever. I'm gonna keep coming here every single day because at the end of the day, I'm not doing this for your validation. I'm doing this for myself. And yeah, anyway, I know it's kind of hard to do. It's hard for me sometimes too. Sometimes I get frustrated with people on the internet or in person, and it's a lot easier to say it than do it. But I would say for the most part, like, I really don't care what people think, and I do stuff for myself and not for others' validation. But yeah, anyway, don't give a fuck what other people think about you. Have a great day if I put this at the end.